shadows flying through the wind still needs a place to land. This world is a fragile thing, so darling, take my hand. And when the river starts to flood and water starts to rise, I'll be there to pick you up and pull you from the tide. I'll be your guardian angel. I'll keep you safe from danger. A place for you to work, gentle, safe and holy. I'll pick up your broken pieces and rewrite all the pages. It's dark outside, I'll light the fire and help you find the sanctuary inside. The sanctuary inside. The sanctuary inside. A tree house just for you and me, with all our favorite things. A secret magic melody that only we can sing. And outside when it's dark and rains, like a flashlight guide you home again. Lock our castle, toss the key, where we are queen and king. I'll be your guardian angel. I'll keep you safe from danger. I've walked the path you're on. No, you're not alone. I'll be the map that leads you to find the sanctuary inside. Place for you to work, gentle, safe and holy. I'll pick up your broken pieces and rewrite all the pages. It's dark outside, I'll light the fire and help you find the sanctuary inside. The sanctuary inside. The sanctuary inside.
Testing, mic check. Cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns. Hello, friendos. My name is Nez, and we are once again back at it again for some more Arknights, because today we're gonna be beginning our story reading of The Masses Travels, the newest limited event to Arknights. We're finally continuing the Sancton and Teekaz arc of this plotline. How long has it been since we've established Executor becoming a saint and Arturia also forcibly becoming a saint despite her war crimes? Something's going on in Laterano. Something's going on with the Sancta, because as we've seen in the little stinger at the end of chapter 15, some Sancta seem to be reverting back to Teekaz. We're going horns now? As far as we've known, it is only implied that Sanctans revert back to Teekaz if they break the rules of the law. What is going on with the law? What's going on in the Vatican? What's up with the Pope? We got a bunch of things to address. There are a lot of elephants to address in the room. The Saints, Exia somehow being the focal point of this event. Mastima. The other, what did they call her before? The little girl That was the focal point of the first Executor event. Is she gonna be back? If I recall correctly, she was also kind of like a saintess-like figure. And then they had to abscond the Vatican just because she's also reverted back to Teekaz. There's a lot of things to think about, considering that in IS-5, apparently in the little story time alternate retelling of what happened with the Teekaz and the Sancta, it's apparent the original Teekaz had halos? Question mark? Or maybe that was just unreliable narrator story time in IS-5. But as far as we know, currently, there's a thing going on with the Sanctans. They're getting their Sarkaz features back, despite seemingly not breaking the law. The law now back in the picture because of everything that happened in chapter 15. All of the precursor plot lines are now front and center as we go into year 6, 7 of Arknights. There's still the law though. We've established that the Kerula Arbor with the Seaborn are also related to some project that, I don't know, Priestess and Oracle civilization started thousands of years ago. It's obviously the law. It's also has something to do with that. The law is the one that basically turned some of the Teekaz into the Sanctans that we know today. And somehow, all of that is coalescing into this one big limited event. I hope we could get some closure on whatever happened with the Seaborn from Executor's event. Yeah. There's that. How the Seaborn also connects to all of this probably is beyond me. I hope they connect that into things. A lot of characters might be showing up in this one, considering we have Fiametta, we got Grandpapi Mixaparato, we got what's her face, Lemwin, Mustima. I don't know if Mustima's gonna be around for this one. I feel like there's way too much going on for this hype event. But yeah, with that said, that's a bit of a rambly recap of everything that's gone on, considering we kind of put this plot line on the back burner just so we could wrap up everything that went on in the Victorian Saga. I swear, bro, just one more Victorian Saga epilogue. I swear we'll finally wrap everything up. I guess we're here at the starting line or finish line of whatever's been going on with the Sancton and Sarkaz. I guess we could get right into the thick of things. Before we start, I think we should just rewatch the CG for this event. We've already reacted to this the moment it came out like months ago. But there's no harm in watching it back again. So we got the Saints, Executor and Arturia apparently hunting down Exia for some reason. Why? Beats me. Gelato, please. I too would like some Italian gelato. Also, there's that weird thing involving I don't know what that is. Is that a proxy of the law that just follows Executor around? Also, my wife going fast and furious. Where's our heart? These children, why are there fucking ghostly, I don't know, digitized children? Why are we here? Because when we watched this last time, turned out that this whole place was seemingly like an illusion or some shit. Why are you fuckers fighting? There's a big Dark Souls looking MILF ass on the windows that we have to address. Address the elven in the room. Why are we fighting? Why are we having a 4-way standoff? Hello, bleeding. Wow. Bleeding pussy. We're just rewatching the CG before we start. Still though, I did miss being in... I did miss the soundtrack and the theming of the Lateran events. Church Step has always been one of the most musically unique parts of Arknights that you could definitely tell. You hear some church step, you hear some choirs, and some drum and bass. We're in Laterano. We're in the Vatican. No other game. Meanwhile, multi-track drifting. Railgun. I do love me my railguns. Gundam ass looking railgun. That's a Freedom reference. Freedom is my favorite Gundam. Was that a Freedom reference? No, that was a Wing reference. Technically though, both the Wing and the Freedom both have railgun-like weaponry that they use in the same pose. Okay, we've broken the illusion and now we've stopped fighting. We gotta address the elephant in the room. Something is happening in the Vatican. There's this big looking cathedral at the center of the Vatican. And it's looking very precursor. It looks like the exact same technology that we saw in Ager. Somehow, the people are gone. Where are the people? Big ass looking cathedral. And then we got the law. We're underneath the Vatican. Finally addressing the elephant in the room. Why were Executor and Arturia made into saints? Why are some of the Sarkaz now reverting back to Teekaz without even breaking the law? Also, hot. Anyway, that was a CG, just a little rewatch before we begin our story reading. Where do we keep mixing these up? Here we go. Let us begin. MT-ST-1. Demons mutter in their ears, and so the angels' halos are extinguished. Let's raise the volume. So this should be just shortly after Chapter 15. We get a small Exia. Cuff cuff, I pray. I pray that the sick people in the Faber Central Hospital get better. I pray that Papa, Mama, and my sister will always be safe, healthy, and happy. I pray that the Lord will always be with us. I pray that the spiritual light will always shine on Laterano. I thought the experiment was over, Lemuel. Didn't you hear? The investigators came to school today to tell us our results. They even brought fruit tarts. The two patient groups at Faber Central Hospital were discharged today. Basically, their recovery had nothing to do with our praying the last 2 months. The investigators told us not to be sad. It was all a social experiment by the 6th Tribunal. Are we gonna get childhood Lemwen as well? We saw Executor and Arturia. We both saw their childhood forms in both their skins. If prayer doesn't help, why do we pray? Meanwhile, thanks for stopping by, Bleeding. We have Senora Cecilia. Somehow we've returned back to Syracuse. I didn't expect the crossover. But yeah, this motherfucker did stop by for the Syracusan event at Nova Volsini. What was he looking for again? He was just there for the festival, for the Carnivale. Another report from Nova Volsini. Over the past 6 months, they have established trade with 17 nomadic cities, like a dire swine that never rests. The process, They have sown new seeds across all Siracusa.
It sounds like you approve of Nova Volsini's interactions with other cities, but do not intend to endorse their promotion of the new Urban Management Act.
You were the one who told me the youth need to be trusted further after your return from the Carnivale.
I suppose I recall something to that effect.
News from Terni, unusual movement in Lupucarn. The Golden Empress has been actively issuing edicts, while her counterpart has not been seen in public for some time. Our neighbor seems eager to change, desperate even. Not just Lithanian. There are more than enough new sprouts upon this land. The matters of the family should not occupy any more of Siracusa's time. You seem ready to fall asleep.
It's almost time for my siesta.
Do you like this fabric? I can have a suit made for you. I just have the tailor in mind.
I appreciate the offer, but there's no need.
Still prefer your cassock?
I'm a priest, Cecilia.
But there's no church in the city. It's almost 70 years since you left Laterano, hasn't it?
68. The Sancta's sense of self is as persistent as her sweet tooth.
But you've never thought about going back. You have no need to. The walls are still white, the people are still happy. Nothing ever changes in paradise. Otherwise, you wouldn't have come with me to Siracusa.
I'm not so sure.
Oh?
My hand's been trembling every time I grip my patron firearm. Maybe my old house in the Holy City has sprung a leak. We're relics of a bygone age, Cecilia. You know how old people have hunches about certain things.
You should take a nap on the sofa. Maybe we could find another setting to talk once the down payment for this fabric has been made.
Sorry.
Are we in who I think it is tailory shop? Father? You didn't just fall asleep on your feet, did you? Father, are you alright? Are we? Another meanwhile. Where are we? How? Wait, we're weaving in this plotline as well? What do you mean Black Steel is relevant to this plot? Cliff is here.
What? Is that all? Tila, is the boss alright?
Why do you ask?
These are all documents that he reviewed. The only thing legal changed was the formatting. Shouldn't need to spend so much time with them, should he?
I think Mr. Cliff is looking at that letter.
The letter from the frontier? What was the name on it again? Woodrow? There were only 4 words in it. Am well, take care. That's it.
Glad to know Jessica's doing well.
I've heard a couple things about Davistown.
What are you getting at?
Ship will be approaching Max DC in 12 hours' time. How long have we been planning our entry into the capital market? There's still a lot of problems to solve. Look at the people behind me. All our top ranks are waiting for the boss's orders. But at the same time like this, he's tied up with his... I don't even know what to call him.
Mr. Cliff went to meet a certain Mr. Jackson before we set out.
The Vice President? You mean to say the boss has gotten the official nod to our cooperation with the companies in DC?
Don't get too excited. No employee of Black Steel Worldwide should doubt Cliff. Anything you don't think of, he will. Anything you can't figure out, he will. He was the one who put the team together, and he was the one who spread the firearms beyond the walls of Laterano. Right, firearms. The reason why non-Sanctans can use them. He was the one who expanded our business across the frontier and beyond Columbia. Mr. Cliff is a great leader and a remarkable Sancta.
I agree completely, but have you seen the look on his face? What could those 4 words have done to him? Ladies and gentlemen.
What, did the power go out? Did some stupid merc knock someone over? Or did engineering cross the wrong wires? What's happening at Black Steel? Huh? Another meanwhile? We're just zip-zapping across there. What the heck? Jessica! Good news! The wildfire's finally extinguished. Bad news is that half the hillside has been burnt away. Woody, are you okay? Are you hurt?
I'm fine. It's nothing.
He just came back from the woods to the west, where the worst of the fires were. He braved the flames to clear control line. Helena, my favorite 40-year-old MILF. Don't tell Blaze that. Might have forgotten his age.
Can't let the fire take it all. Not when things are finally looking up in these parts. I'm fine. I really am.
That's good to hear. I was worried. Say, Woody, you want to look at this? That's thick. Some kind of important document? It's from Blacksteel. You're not gonna open it, Woody.
No, I don't reckon I want to.
What if it's a whole stack of gold certificates? Would go a long way to filling the gap the fires left behind.
Well, then you open it.
Oh, gladly. I love her. Well, Mr. Cliff sure can write a letter. It's so long the end is touching the ground. What's the matter, Woody?
I suddenly have a headache.
Is it the letter or is it your wounds? Somehow, Kazdel. Not Kazdel? Question mark? We're addressing all the elephants in the room. We got Ezel back, which means... Were you waiting long? Mr. Ezel! We got Cecilia back in the fray. She's also technically... Teekaz? Question mark? Although I don't think her horns have grown in. But she has broke... I'm trying to remember whether she did break the law or not. I think she was born this way, right? Teekaz and Sanctin, mother and father. Sarkaz and Sanctin, mother and father. Happy birthday, Cecilia. This cake.
I made it out of sweet potato. I couldn't find cream or confetti sugar, so I sprinkled some dried vegetables on top of it. I tried to find the ones that had better colors. Sorry, I did my best. Slaves don't have access to the nicest things. Galena helped out.
It's lovely.
Make a wish, Cecilia. Well, I can guess what you'll wish for. Don't worry. I've been asking around. We'll find your father.
Yeah. My wish today is, I want to blow out the candles with you.
Huh?
You've been helping me ever since I lost my mama. Even quitting your job at the notarial hall and coming with me all the way to Kazdel. Okay, we are confirmed in Kazdel. You've been by my side for so long. I know you're in a lot of danger here where my papa was born. It was you who taught me not to give up hope. That's why I want you to do this with me. The last thing at my birthday party.
Cecilia. Okay.
Ezel feels the warmth of Cecilia's hand in his own. He sees the birthday cake made from sweet potatoes, the girl with eyes full of excitement, and the big smile on her face. Before the flickering candlelight, both of them bow their heads and begin to pray.
May the Order of Laterano shine upon us. Show us the path of life.
What did you mean by that? That we may ever live in joy. At least we're having check-ins on all these people across the plot line. Will they be drawn back to Laterano? East of La Unidad. Are we in Ursus? Or is this Colombia? Oh no, it's Laterano. Laterano, Holy City of White. And we got Grace Bearer. Every time we get a new character from Asling, I feel like an angel gets its wings. No pun intended. Is that you, Aurelia? Oh my god. We got a dummy mommy gun knight? Wait. What is this? Wait, is she a... She has Sarkaz horns. And the halo. Wait, it's a Teekaz gun knight? It's her! What's up, Hermit? Just in time for us to begin this story. What the hell is going on here, man? She got ammo chains? What is that? Is that bazooka? Such noise. We're due for hymns in 10 minutes. The children are practicing. I'm talking about you, Nueda. Is it done? Buried in the backyard. You can breathe easy now. Dummy mommy gun knight is all I ever wanted. Shouldn't you wash the blood first? The children could come at any time. What? Are you afraid they might see me? Afraid they might hear their beloved sister Nueda talk of killing people with that terrifying piece of metal? Oh yeah, I forgot. We're in Laterano. I should probably give them a tinge of maybe Italian. Don't talk like that. We wouldn't be here if not for you. Because you took up the gun. I am able to teach them hymns and tuck them into bed. Was it Singis' soldiers or true Bolivarian guerrillas this time? Does it make a difference? A bunch of stinking parasitos who only know how to take from others. Never imagined there were shitholes like this when I lived in Laterano. I know these sort of things don't happen where you come from in Laterano. Your weapon, your dress, your habits, you still carry yourself as Lateran. A Lateran? Pah! Honestly, I still don't know why you follow the Lateran faith. Is she not a gun knight? I mean, I don't know if they let Teekaz stay as gun knights. She probably broke the law somewhere along the line. I grew up in Bolivar with no one to rely on. All I've ever known are these parasitos. I wanted to believe that there was more to the land than ruined houses and barren fields, more than just war, death, and taxes. I wanted to believe that there was a place full of food, flowers, and hope. And you wanted these chicos to believe it too. Once faith is no faith at all, we all need to look out for each other like you and I do. I wouldn't say we're looking out for one another. Shh, Aurelia. You have protected this place as the holy light protects Laterano. You've let me imagine a paradise bathed in the holy light, even if I've never been there. Which is for the better. If you really believe in the paradise bathed in holy light, it's definitely not Laterano you're looking for. Look elsewhere. We're about to abandon this abbey after all. Time to go in, sister. The children are waiting for you to lead the last verse. Aurelia? Yes. Why did you leave Laterano? Because I sinned. That's why, idiota. That should have been me? She should be calling me idiota? It should have been me instead? Call me an idiota, dummy mommy? Meanwhile, we're using the CGs from Executor's event. We're at an abbey somewhere outside Laterano. Nueda pushes the chapel door open. East of La Unidad. Laterano, holy city of white. Hold up, I just realized. She's a Liberi with a tail. Hold up, is she? Is she a Quetzalcoatl? Just like... Oh my god, she's also a Quetzalcoatl. She's a lizardburb. There the earth hides no bombs. There the fields share wheat most bright. Abode of our Lord, font of parental love. Paternal, what? Parental? Paternal. Parental. He hears our prayers, he grants our wishes. All shall bask in his love. Even the legless, even the armless. This might be our last Vespers. There's a mixture of different races among these acolytes. We got Sanctons, we got Quetzalcoatl, there's a deer person on the side, there's a cat person over here, there's a feline over there. Some of these don't have halos. So far, when we've seen the Lateran religion, we've only ever seen other Liberi, like Archedo and Fiametta. I guess the other races are also capable of being acolytes. Or being part of the religion. For years, we've tried to keep a low profile in this lawless land, to avoid the attention of the Singus nobles and the thugs who called themselves guerrillas. Are they somewhere in Bolivar? She said she grew up in Bolivar. They followed the trail of some escaped convicts and found our abbey. They're now looking at our farms and burden beasts. Aurelia has scouted the area. Tonight she will lead us through a nearby canyon and we will leave this place. We might go north into the plains or south into the jungles. It will be a long trip, but we've been blessed with a good harvest. We will have enough food. North into the plains, south into the jungles. So they're right above Sargon, somewhere below Kazimierz. Sister, don't worry, Hugo. Trust Aurelia, trust me. Trust yourself and those around you, and trust Laterano. Keep your voice steady. You remember the last verse, don't you? East of the east of La Unidad. Laterano, holy city of white. The guns there shoot fireworks. The targets are all apples. Apple pie? Through the chapel windows, Nuedo watches the sunset. The halos of the Sanctas in the procession continue to illuminate the room, and the choir sings. She has sung these hymns countless times. It is said that they were first written down by the saints on their long, difficult journeys and passed down through the centuries, translated and arranged by Bolivarian scholars. I just realized, on the left side, I think there's a Minoan with horns. I thought they were Sarkaz, but they probably wouldn't let Sarkaz into the Lateran religion, so I think this might be a Minoan with the horns. Laterano will protect them through their briar and bramble through the long, cold night. Something cracked. Something broke. What the? Perhaps the sun left too soon and forgot to leave some light. The halos and wings of the Sanctas in the choir suddenly shatter, and their light is extinguished. It happened all at once? Wait, their halos all shattered at once? Something is going on with the law. Is this why the Sanctans are returning back to Laterano? Noeda is stunned, and everyone's growing horns and tails. Her esoteric knowledge is vast thanks to the legacy of the Kulkulkan. Okay, confirmed. She's also a Quetzalcoatl. Kulkulkan. But not a single word or symbol explains the scene before her eyes. She's so stunned that she forgets to stop singing, murmuring the hymns by sheer instinct. Trembling voices echo through the chapel. Oh, my halo! Abode of our Lord, font of parental love. He punishes evil and drives out injustice. All shall bask in his love. Whether they have scars or stones. When we pray sincere, he gives us bread. When we seek salvation, he sets us free. Merda! Hold up. Are we gonna see everyone's halos and wings shatter across Terra? That's why we popped in with all the familiar faces. Egnir.
Egenir, your halo!
Diamine? I don't know how to pronounce that. Meanwhile, back at Blacksteel.
What's going on?
Calm down. We figured out what's going on. Somebody forgot to set the right parameters when testing a gun at the firing range. Accidentally overloaded the power grid. Engineering's on it and the power should come back any minute now. Though something doesn't feel quite right. Yeah. Cliff's halo doesn't seem glowing.
It's pitch black. Of course something doesn't feel right.
That's it. Where's Mr. Cliff's halo? It should be shining like a lamp. Well, the halos are shattered. Mr. Cliff? Woody, I'll get a doctor. Woody, no. Their wings all have weird markings on them. Wait, is it gonna affect? It also affected Executor! Hold up, it affects every single Sancta on Terra. It'd be cool if they updated... No. Fine, it would be a spoiler if they updated every single Sancta and playable character to reflect this event. Fine, sure. Mr. Ezel, your halo, your wings, what?
I'm... fallen? Why?
Was it my fault?
Laterano.
There goes their empathy powers as well, technically. Oh no! We have to use our words and actions to relay our feelings now. No more empathy for us! Ooh.
Senora Lemwin. Saw you from across the street, but you didn't answer when I called your name.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was about to...
Oh, I forgot. It's your first day. Let's see. Your Eminence Cardinal Lemwin, is that right? It is giving me goosebumps.
Oh man, actual communication! No more peer-to-peer! By Halo, I guess.
Hey, from submitting the application to becoming a Cardinal's aide to finally getting the job, all it took was 2 years, right? Isn't that a new record for the 7th Tribunal? It took much longer than breaking the wheelchair speed shooting record. Huh?
Just a joke.
Well, we all look up to you.
There are 200 households up and down the 3 streets waiting for you to deliver the 60 milk for their morning fruit tart and post-meal desserts. Meanwhile, how often is the Cardinal's presence really needed for diplomatic and national security business in Laterano? Who's to say which one of us is more important to the city?
Fair point. Guess I'll get to work. I'll leave you your 60 milk at the door. 2 servings as usual.
Hi. Yes. My inner weave just came out there. Freudian slip.
Where's Senora Lemwin working anyway? One day I hear it's a logistics company in Longmen. The next day I hear security for a pharmaceutical company known as Rhodes Island.
Where is Exia right now?
I miss her. It's been a long time since I last saw her.
Who knows? Maybe she'll show up tomorrow. She wouldn't be happy if the fridge were empty.
You got that right. Isn't this a bit of a detour if you're headed to the 7th Tribunal?
Just visiting a friend I haven't seen in a long time.
I see. Have a nice day, Cardinal Lemwin. Have an uneventful day. May the law be with you and with me.
You're a library, my guy. Have a nice day. Lemon greets a few familiar faces on the way, then makes a turn at the corner onto an utterly unremarkable street. The clouds cast their shadows on the pristine paths. A breeze brings the sweet aroma in the air along with it. Soon the surroundings grow quiet as Lemwin approaches her destination. Her life has undoubtedly changed, but her steps are light. She gladly welcomes these changes. Lemwin has always been that way. The Laterans have always been that way.
Have an uneventful day. May the law be with you and with me.
Lemon utters those words.
Our shadows fall where truth was once earned.
Okay, so the big cathedral in the background, in the middle of Laterano, I guess it's always been there apparently? At the end of the street is a massive building that nearly touches the clouds. The streamlined structure seems decidedly out of place amongst the low-profile church buildings around it. It is no exaggeration to say that it virtually appeared— okay, got it. Virtually appeared out of nowhere, yet it also seemed like it has always been there. Yeah, it's giving Ager. The type of smooth, curvy design it has contrasting with the sharp edges on the Lateran buildings, it's giving ancient precursor Aegeran technology. It welcomes Lemon's arrival with open arms. You know what I need? A MILF to welcome me in open arms. I didn't need to say that. I just decided to. Anyway, order MT-1. When your calls, ignored for so long, suddenly receive a response, will you shudder with relief as your dreams are realized, or will everything feel unreal?
Lessons we've learned.
MT-1 before.
Petals bloom.
Meanwhile, underneath the Vatican, the law is beeping. Danger. Repeat. Danger. Danger level. Analyzing. Unknown. Removing restrictions. Unlocking bottom level computing area. Deductive computing power exceeds maximum. Laterano. Explosion. What did it mean by that? Everything seems fine with the Sanctons inside Laterano. It doesn't seem like any of their halos have cracked. It's only Sanctons outside. Huh.
Finally, I can catch my breath. I don't think I've talked so much in my entire life, and I've got another lifetime's worth of talking to do tomorrow.
How about we trade jobs then? Is this Grandpa? I'll greet the Kasdelian delegation. You deal with the 13 nomadic abbeys scheduled to arrive tomorrow. How about that? Who is this? All this running around has hardened my old bones. Is it Grandpa?
That will not be necessary, Reverend Patrician.
Grandpa!
How is communicating with our new Sarkaz friends?
Armored core ass looking fit.
Fine enough. Not all the Sarkaz have set hatred aside. That ancient revenant with Speaker Wishadel, for example, got rather worked up at the mere sight of the matriarch.
Wait. Wishadel is here? Okay, we're really tying in the Sarkaz in the Sancton plot.
But the Speaker shut them up. She's been so magnanimous that I'm having trouble reconciling my impression with the rumors I've heard of her. The chief spokesman for the Kasdelian delegation is a lich by the name of Fremont. I wish you could have seen it.
Fremont is here? His ass left his fucking tower in Lithanian? Dang. The liches finally got their asses off and returned to Kazzel to help out. Why are you smiling? Why are you smiling, hermit? Rub that smug smile off your face. What spoilers and secrets do you know?
A 3-hour debate in which he engaged 17 cardinals from the 1st and 6th tribunals in a well-animated exchange of opinions, encompassing everything from politics to the law, from faith to life and death. Small wonder the whole procession of cardinals was spotted around the guava juice machine afterwards. They must have been soothing their parched lips and throats. Such energy at this age. I envy the man.
Long story short, Kazdil accepted our proposal. The royal court will review the legacy of royal authority, and the Sarkaz will unite through the mediation of Laterano.
I have also spoken to the Empress's voice. The Lithanian delegation will arrive at the Holy City early tomorrow morning.
Now that's something you don't see every day. Lithanian, Kazdel, all intertwined? Huh. I still miss my goth dummy mommy. She's still stuck in the fucking void. Hypergriff, we gotta rescue her sometime in the future.
Remember how few answered the call of the first Summit of Nations 2 years ago? Most thought that the Lateran Declaration was a little more than a piece of paper. Empty posturing.
A lot of shit happened. Most of all, Aegir revealed themselves to the land dwellers. And also, the history of the world was revealed, supposedly.
Empress Evengegnate,
I forgot how to pronounce it. I'm sorry.
declined our invitation then. This time, she's proactively asking to take part in the Summit of Nations.
The other witch queen, Dami Mom. She's not a witch queen, technically. The other empress of Lithanian, Dami Mommy.
Even Empress Kremert, who's long been out of the public eye, came out of seclusion to join the envoy and visit Laterano.
Wait. What? Does this take place? No. Huh? What? No. She's still stuck in the void, my guy. What do you mean she's joining the envoy to visit Laterano? It's a strong show of good faith from Lithanian. Shall we say the second Summit of Nations has already met expectations? Is Aegir gonna be here? Did they send the delegation?
Exceeded them, Cardinal Veliv. Colombia, Ursus, Yan, even distant Aegir. All nations that should be here are now present.
Oh, they are all here. It's like a dream.
Only the inevitable result of Laterano's development over the ages. The prophesized calamity draws near. The black snow on the ice of Sami. The hole in the sky above Lithanian.
It happens after! This event clearly takes place after my Empress Dami Mommy got trapped in the void.
Even the raging tides that dash against the coast, all are portents to inevitable arrival.
Prophesized calamity. Are they talking about Priestess? Technically, Originium is the biggest threat to the world, but as we've learned in Chapter 15, there's a bigger threat to why we need Originium in the first place. Maybe that's it?
In the face of calamity, everyone wants order. Lateran order.
You're correct, but even after all our preparation, the site still feels unfamiliar.
It's like that for you. Imagine how it must be for everyone else. Even if one has heard of the path that Laterano has paved in response to the prophesied calamity countless times during one's enlightenment. One cannot help but hesitate when coming face to face with its ultimate end.
Grandpa is super serious when he's when he's not doting his granddaughter. What about yourself?
It's bad form to flaunt one's age, but when you get to be my age, there's not much to hesitate about.
Are you ready to retire?
I can hardly bite through a cactus tart these days. This summit may be the last thing I can do for Laterano.
That might have to do with your taste in food, Reverend. I would have a hard time biting through one of those cactus tarts you're talking about. You are aware that all the cactus tarts among the refreshments were made specifically for you. Literally no one else in Laterano has any interest in them.
Well, you must be joking. The cactus tarts were a recommendation from an old friend. A true connoisseur of desserts. What was his name again? Doesn't matter. Back to the topic at hand. The doubts among the people have make the subsequent ceremony at the Shrine of Nurturing all the more important. We must show everyone, in the most forceful manner, the potential of Laterano.
Of course. I'll get on the handover of the 7th Tribunal immediately. When the Summit of Nations gets underway, I will head to the shrine and ensure that the ceremony is executed without a hitch.
No need to rush. Ha! Never mind. You young people are all the same. They complain a lot, but they have no patience when the time for action comes.
Are you reminded of your Fia? I believe she has returned according to the mission logs.
Yes, we'll have a family get-together tomorrow. I hope she likes my gift.
Beep beep.
Huh?
The law is beeping. The Shrine of Nurturing. What a miracle. Unknown. Lemwen, Cardinal of 7th Tribunal, go ahead.
Cardinal Lemwen, your presence is required at the Via Jovita, Pagus Stevonus, to investigate a potential bombing.
Reverend Patrician, I don't believe this was on today's schedule.
You may not understand, as you were recently created, but emergency assignments take precedence over all other arrangements, regardless of organ.
An emergency assignment? But where did this decision come from? Is there any documentation to reference? It's from the law.
Whether a situation is an emergency or not is not self-evident. There is no need for additional determination. Someone of unknown identity and in possession of unregistered explosives has been seen in public multiple times without notarial hall oversight. This is a grave threat to the Order of Laterano. The centuries-long peace of the Holy City must not be broken by illegal explosions during the Summit of Nations, with the eyes of all lands upon us.
I kinda remember last time, during the Summit of Nations, Laterans do love their gunfights and explosions on the streets. But I guess if it's unregistered, we're not allowed to do it.
The suspect has been sighted on Via Jovita, Pagus Stevonus. You're the nearest officer of the Curia. Proceed to the scene immediately. Your aide and notarial hall executors will join you. ETA approximately 10 minutes following your arrival.
Understood.
Lemwen.
What else do I need to know?
I had meant to congratulate you on your creation, but I guess it should wait for tomorrow's gathering.
Will you be there? We all know you've only gotten busier as your retirement draws near, and you always
put my duties first. I can't deny that. I've postponed meetings with old friends so many times that I could hardly remember their names, leaving me too embarrassed to meet them anymore. But I'll try to make the gathering tomorrow.
Take care, Reverend. I'll head to Via Jovita immediately. Threat of a bombing. No actual bombing, just a threat of a bombing. Can you hear me? Lemwen, who is this? I'm near the Shrine of Nurturing, but something just came up and I need to be elsewhere. Did you say something? I couldn't make it out. Why are you whispering? You're not the type to keep your voice down. Is this Exia? Is she already around? No, Lemwen, you misunderstand. I'm fine, but there's a situation. I need to stay hidden and keep quiet. See you at Fiametta's thing, then. Sure. Take care. Phew. Exia? Meanwhile, big hands. And children. He's here. He might be whispering, but he can't fool my ears. I didn't need you to guess where he is. He's not behind the curtains or the pillars. This wardrobe is only half his height. There's no way he could hide in here. Is what he'd want us to think. What a dummy. It's not that he's dumb, it's that we're too smart. We found you, Senor Nurturer. Meanwhile, new man's. Wait, old man's Anduin? Got some new drip on you. I didn't expect the new drip. Okay, sure. Also, fancy ass looking halo you got there. What? You're in charge of the nursery?
Alright. You got to me. 30 extra minutes of free time today.
Yay! Let's play Halo, Senor Nurturer. I'll be the first to get in the bottle, the first one out the front, and the first one you need to hug. Then we'll hold hands and meet the other kids behind when they come out. Meanwhile, creepy ass looking Sanctons, what the hell is this? Bro, they got a halo and what looks to be ears? Animal ears? Are you bothering Anduin again, children?
They just wanted to play a little longer. It's all fine. Giselle, Romeo, go make your preparations at the Hall of Enlightenment. We can start the game once I get there, okay?
So... right. I guess we now know where the CG took place. The CG trailers. Don't you ever say no to the children? I guess that's why they trust you and look up to you. Just a few weeks ago, they were terrified of these unfamiliar halls. It was a struggle just to give them a change of clothes. Now they feel at home, all thanks to you.
I didn't do anything, except stay with them.
You're very much like the matriarch, down to your humility. Just having you with them makes all the difference. We keep mentioning the matriarch. Is that the Dark Souls looking ass big booba woman that we saw on the stained glass? Was it not your companionship that helped the mother you and the matriarch brought back through the worst? I remember the first thing the surgeon did after leaving the operating room was to check if she still had his halo. He could not understand how the mother managed to survive with her baby after her abdomen was impaled by a spear. It was a miracle.
We'll call it a miracle once she's successfully given birth. Meanwhile, I will continue to care for her as best as I can.
I'm beginning to understand why the matriarch holds you in high regard. It is reassuring to know that you are in charge of the most important duty to the nativity, the delivery of a child. The Shrine of Nurtury will be ready for full operation if the nativity goes well. Every child born on Terra henceforth shall have the protection and blessing of the Holy City. That will be a true miracle.
I hope so. I do hope so.
I must not keep you any longer. Giselle and Romeo are still waiting for you. Huh. What did they mean that every child born on Terra will have the blessing of the matriarch? No, the blessing of the Holy City. What did they mean by that? Via Jovita, Pagus Devonus. It's quiet. A procession of halos stretches from one end of the street to the other. No one stops, and there is no commotion. Someone may step out of the procession to enter a passing confessional or pick up an ice cream cone from a dessert cart before continuing on their soundless parade. Silence and order. This is how things have always been in Laterano, the Holy City. I will take a sip of water. I'm in position. Identifying suspicious personnel. No unusual activity at this moment. Unless... Wait, who's that? Wait, I think I recognize those. Bro, I recognize those wings anywhere. A figure flashes by a corner in the distance. The wind blows her hood open briefly, revealing a streak of bright red. Wait, is Exia the bomber? Wait. Hold up. MT-1 after. Exia was the suspicious person with the unregistered bombs? Have you checked all the intersections?
Yes, Your Eminence. We didn't find any suspicious individuals. We also interviewed potential witnesses nearby, but at this time we have no concrete leads.
It's concrete, baby! Mushrooms might spring up on a wet pillar by themselves, but bombs do not, do they?
Huh, how could they? With the exception of the public officers of the Curia and the Shrine of Nurtury, anyone who is in possession of explosives is subject to surveillance by the Notorial Hall. It's been years since an unplanned gunshot last rang out in Laterano, never mind an explosion.
Yeah, did they stop that practice? Lemon bends down and retrieves a bomb fragment from the damaged pillar. It's pretty sophisticated. If a bomb like this were to be filled with standard explosives, the blast would have damaged far more than just one pillar.
Do you mean it was homemade? But why? A practical joke.
The Lateran Arms Control List was compiled by the curious, extremely experienced explosives experts. Pretty much anything that could possibly cause a good-sized explosion is on there. It would take considerable effort to assemble a bomb like this using materials not on the list. No one would do this for a whimsical practical joke. Besides, today is no ordinary occasion. The Second Summit of Nations is underway. Lemon recalls the streaks of red. She feels a bit of unease and even more perplexity. Get me the files on the recent movements around Via Jovita. Corrections, all of Pagus Devonus. What is it? Files that are clearly irrelevant to the case at hand should have been retrieved the moment we received our orders. There you are! Who is this? Looks like a detective. Pant.
Forgive me, Cardinal Lemwin. You're the files you requested. My name is Amos. I'm an investigator with the 7th Tribunal. I will be serving as your aide and conclavist.
You're late, Amos. Patrizion said that you'd be here approximately 10 minutes after I arrived at the scene. Here we are, 30 minutes later.
I'm so sorry. I was preparing refreshments for the welcome ceremony. I didn't think it would be so urgent.
Shh. I assume you've heard about me. The 7th Tribunal appointed you as my aide.
Lemwin the Silent.
I tolerate no excuses. Meanwhile, in an open square, oh my god! It's Federico and Mr. Manwa Man! How are you two doing? Also, where's your war criminal, the sister? Sister. Cousin? Sister? Whatever, dog. They're family.
Want some ice cream, Federico? This one's on me. I'm not in the habit of enjoying dessert in the middle of a mission. Besides, I already partook in before leaving the Notorial Hall. So it was you who took the last cup from the lounge. How about you tell me why you rushed out of the Notorial Hall in such a hurry? Reward for me solving the case, so to speak? You've been standing at this intersection for 10 minutes, but there's nothing here. I'm under no obligation to share my private affairs with colleagues. You said you were in the middle of a mission.
Gelato here!
What's that sound? Oh, you were waiting for a confessional. You've certainly accumulated your fair share of sins as the executor with the highest rate of complaints at the Notorial Hall. but it's still a huge surprise to see you proactively seeking confession.
Wait a minute. We have mobile confession booths all around Laterano?
Here. What? I expensed the cost of a city of gold blind box on that field mission to Sarkon, which resulted in my reimbursements being twice as much as to what was actually spent on mission costs.
The fuck you doing playing gacha in Sargon, man? You getting tourist trapped?
I went out my door with shame weighing on my heart, and spotted the confessional driving by. Anyway, long story short, I got myself an annual pass. You could borrow it.
What do you mean there's an annual pass to the mobile confession booths? Arrival announcement. Automated confessional. El Caro 001 is arriving at this station. Please line up to enjoy your confessional services. May all who are lost find salvation. Ring ring. The confessional enters their view, and Federico reaches out.
Even a robot knows that you don't have emotional needs, Federico.
It clocked you as... it clocked your tism.
Virtually every Lateran comes into contact with confessionals in the course of their everyday lives. In a way, these machines hold more diverse and comprehensive data than that stored in the notarial hall. They form natural archives, revealing abnormalities. I have arrived at certain conclusions. Huh? 1 second, Federico. You don't have to share your conclusions, but could you at least explain what you're looking for?
Meanwhile, are we gonna get a glimpse of Exia? Is this how she's getting around? Self-reflection is a part of the daily studies of the faithful. As an extension of the church, there are almost as many confessionals in the holy city as there are dessert carts. These mobile public facilities roam the streets and alleys of Laterano, ensuring their citizens' emotional relief is always immediately available. In the tiny private space, among the holy scriptures, guns, and pleasant music, a penitent may spill their guts to the electronic confessor. Sins could range from the shame of consuming too much sugar to the crime of betraying one's kin or bringing harm to one's people. After ejecting Federico, the automated confessional El Caro 001 stops in an alley, opening its door to allow a mysterious guest to enter. And there we go. Exia found. Wait, what? You're late, Exia. You were the one who told me to be careful. I made sure I didn't have a tail on my butt, and you didn't give that stone-faced guy a chance to fiddle with anything. He may have observed something abnormal about me. Who are we talking to through the other side of this? I don't think this is the confessor. El Caro. Let's pray he doesn't catch you and tear you apart piece by piece. What is it? You changed your clothes. Of course I did. A penguin logistics uniform is way too conspicuous for Laterano. I designed this outfit myself. I've only worn it once at my graduation. Ha ha ha. And it's you we should be talking about. You know how weird it is to hear your voice come out of a confessional speakers. Why are we still being vague and cryptic about it? Who is this? Back on topic, the experiment failed. I hate to admit it, but yes. It took so much effort to find the replacement materials, market, bakery, the playground, the school's secret shop. I went through every single source I could think of. And it didn't even blast the pillar in two. Any material that's even halfway decent is restricted and no one could give an answer when I asked why. So she's looking for materials to make a bigger bomb. It's not because of this Summit of Nations, right? If anyone in Laterano thought the beautiful sight and sound of an explosion would be any threat to the Summit of Nations, then it's not me with the problem, it's Laterano. As for the Summit of Nations, they just announced the final event of the whole deal, some nativity ceremony in that shrine. You telling me they built that building big enough to be seen from any corner of Laterano, not as a dessert museum, but to put on some kind of live birthing show? You have corroborated the anomaly of your home with your own eyes, as you had hoped. Anomaly. Right, because the big Hall of Nurturing, the biggest building now in Laterano, it just appeared out of nowhere, apparently. As you can see, this is not Laterano you know. It's not like I could just trust you blindly. You're just an electronic confessor after all. Now I believe you. There's something really wrong with Laterano. The worst part is, nobody thinks anything's wrong at all. The shrine and the ceremony, if all the abnormalities are centered around the two of them, then it's on us to bomb them, isn't it? Hold up, wait. Hold up. If I figured out how to blow up a shrine that big using only common household items, shouldn't every university in Laterano give me a lifetime achievement reward? Hold up, what? wait. This is the equivalent of someone bombing the United Nations. Hold up. Like every major delegation of every major nation on Terra is here. Hold up. Exia? Just doing some casual terrorism? Can you believe it? Laterans need someone to remind them that they love explosions. Sounds like a nightmare, doesn't it? Shouldn't take more than an afternoon at the firearms workshop to do the job. Oh yeah, the firearms workshop. The workshops may be closed, but the people are still around. One moment, Exia. Still don't know who we're talking to. I know what you're going to say. It's too dangerous. Firearms workshop is the first place they would look if anything happened, right? Don't worry. I'll be careful. You do the same and don't get yourself taken apart. That's my job, once this is over and done with. Huh. She keeps talking to the confessional like it's her partner in crime. I don't think there's anyone on the other end of this telephone. I think maybe she's just talking to the confessional. But what's the confessional connected to? The law. Hold up. Wait a minute. Maybe it's an inside job. The call is coming from inside the house. Why is the law trying to get Exia to bomb the nativity ceremony? Don't give me those ellipses! Anyway, welcome to Laterano. Meanwhile, back with Lemwin. My investigation is now concluded. Thank you for all your contributions. We can go back to the 7th Tribunal once we've signed off on the paperwork. If refreshments at the welcome ceremony haven't gone stale yet, may I count on your assistance in eliminating them with extreme prejudice? I would like you to accompany me to see the Gun Knights, Amos. Is there a problem?
If by Gun Knights you mean Reverend Patrician, I'll ask Joshua to accompany you.
Explain.
There was an incident a decade ago when a nomadic abbey was escorting prisoners back to Laterano. A terrible fight broke out between a gun knight and her cohort.
Are we talking about Aurelia? Is that how she became fallen?
By the time the Curia sent someone, Much blood had been spilled, and the gun knight had fallen. She was exiled from Laterano and had not been heard from since.
I'd heard of the case.
That gun knight was my wife. It was Reverend Patricion who led the cleanup task force and exiled her.
What? Amos, my man! What'd you do to snag a gun knight wife like Aurelia? It should have been me! You've been with the 7th Tribunal far longer than I have, Conclavis Amos. I don't need to remind you of your duty, and the duty of the Gun Knights.
No, you misunderstand. My wife was entirely at fault. Any Sancta who raises their patron firearm against one of their own must be judged by the law and expelled from paradise. I am in no position to criticize Reverend Gun Knight Patricion. However, I can't bring myself to see him like this either.
Is this how you've handled any previous dealings with the Gun Knights?
Yes, I'm sorry.
I
I am very sorry. Give me 5 minutes. I'll try to collect myself and maybe I could go with you.
don't mean to reprimand you. I just think that this is part of what we do at the 7th Tribunal. We spend our time seeing people we don't want to see, and not seeing the people we want to see. Or worse, seeing the people we want to see in the worst ways possible. I hated handing down instructions to Mustima and the others.
But they said you volunteered to join the 7th Tribunal.
Because there's a lot I can do here. The same goes for you, Amos.
Thank you. But I really don't have any aspirations. I was like that when my wife was around. Even more so after she left.
There's a lot at the 7th Tribunal that needs doing. For example, there's still several firearms workshops that need attention. It's our first priority right now. The seizure of the firearms workshop must proceed without a hitch in order to prevent any more explosions. I'll leave it to you. Be quick, won't you? Meanwhile... Oh? Are you tired? You've gone through 6 rows of wheat with your sickle since dawn. Perhaps you should take a break by the haystacks. Arturia? Well, there she is. How is she so far? I just realized. Because Rhodes Island is kinda in renovation, I don't know where we're keeping the war criminal. I guess she's still under Executor's jurisdiction. I'm not so frail. Besides, nothing. I just wanted to see where the fields end. I can't make out the boundary. Even my music can't penetrate it. You'll have to work harder. Who is this? No! Archetto is finally relevant to a main plot? She's finally in a main plot? We meet again, Sister Hildegard. Good afternoon, Arturia. I brought your lunch, bread, some ice crackers, and a large mug of craft beer. It's hard to unsee that Archetto also eventually gets recruited by Emperor to join their idol group. It's like, you're a nun, but also, you'll eventually become an idol. Thank you. Work harder, you said. What I mean is, there's plenty for us to do. Look at the golden stalks, the undulating waves of wheat. It's another bumper harvest in Laterano. Setting aside our own food stocks, Land and Monastery will be able to put twice as much grain as usual into Sisti milk bread and craft beer this year. It'll be a good source of income. Why are you laughing? The way you talk about life makes me appreciate this prison even more, Sister Hildegard. The respect you show for this prison makes me appreciate you even more, Arturia. I'm very curious about your transgression. I heard the other nuns saying that your music is beautiful but dangerous. I have a question. If I recall correctly, Landen Monastery was founded to protect the Pope and important clerics of the Lateran Church. Which makes me wonder when this place became prison. Is it not protecting important clerics in the Peace of Laterano? To put certain individuals of note under observation? The significance of Landen Monastery has never changed. Besides, the more important the monastery is to the Holy City, the less likely we will fall insolvent. Spoiler alert. Archetto had to travel to Rhodes Island and become an operator because the monastery became insolvent. How did you acclimate to this place so quickly as a Liberi? What do you mean? I grew up here. I see. Oh, I almost forgot. This is what you requested yesterday. Gracias. What made you want to read the Saint's Travels all of a sudden? Because she got appointed as a saint for some reason by the law. Arturia gazes into the distance. Behind her, the worn image of the monastery. Before her, a golden sea of wheat. The wheat field runs to the edge of the holy city and seems to extend infinitely into the distance. The breeze blowing through the wheat makes nary a sound. Laterano seems to slumber. Penance, of course. What other reason might a prisoner have? Okay, we've established that Arturia, Executor, Manwagai, Lemwen, and Exia are all within Lateran territory. Also, Archetto, somehow, she's here. MT-2. Prayer. A miracle will befall this land when everyone believes that even the most fantastical dream can become reality. Firearms Workshop via Borgos, Pagus Faber.
Hello? Anybody home?
Sculptures of saints line the walls of the small workshop, acting as makeshift display shelves, exhibiting guns to would-be customers in impossible arrangements. But Amos does not see a single customer. No one stops at the door to the workshop except for himself. His first feeling is that the whole place seems cold and cheerless. Not even the proprietor is present. Gazing on the dim light cast upon the sculptures, his second feeling is one of eeriness.
Senor Paganini, are you in? Why would the gunsmith have such an absurd name?
Paganini. Amos looks around, then bumps into something. Birdman! Furry! He looks around and finds himself staring into the pair of massive luminous eyes that peer straight at him from the shadows.
Ugh. Who are you? Barging into my place like this. Oh, let me put my glasses on.
Big round bird man.
A functionary? Oh, sorry. I was taking a nap because there's been no business lately. I wasn't expecting an official visit. I am Cardinal Aid Amos. I came to see that the handover of this firearms workshop is in order, and you are. I am Paganini, the guy with the absurd name. Wait, you're a Liberi. Do I look like a Santa to you? Sorry, what I meant is, I got hiccups. I've never seen a Liberi in this line of work. After all, only Sancta use patron firearms.
Are they unaware of Black Steel? Do they not know? Surely they would know, right?
Got a problem with it. Chefs don't necessarily eat their own cooking. I can't use the weapons I make. That's all. Do you need my gunsmith's license? I must have made close to 1,000 patron firearms for the people of Laterano, if not more. Maybe even yours. Whew. This is some real premium work. Well above my craftsmanship, that's for sure. Not that it matters anymore. I'm about to close up shop. All recent orders have been cancelled. The Notorial Hall can have this last batch of guns. You've already prepared. I thought I would be trouble. Thought I would give you a hard time. That's not what I meant. The register indicates that this workshop has been around for a century. As a Liberty who has chosen to make patron firearms for Sancta, it must hold incredible significance to you. Save it. Anyone could tell that gunsmiths have been a dying breed these last few years. We've all been waiting for that day to come. If you're asking whether I like it or not, no, of course I don't like it. Do you want to hear about the insomnia I've had lately? I can arrange a confessional for you if you wish. The 7th Tribunal will cover the cost. If anyone here needs a confession, it's you. This old man is set to retire, but my apprentice, Vanini, she hasn't even had the chance to make her own patron firearm. If all firearms workshops are gone, you will be responsible for her future. Of course, closing the firearms workshops is part of the process to make the firearms manufacturing more standardized and efficient. Gunsmiths like you and your apprentice still remain valuable talent. I will pass this on to the 6th Tribunal, which is responsible for civil matters. Your apprentice Vanini should receive a recommendation to the Shrine of Gunsmithing in Pagus Michelion, which is almost complete. Shrine of Gunsmithing, huh? I hope that they're confident when they actually start smithing guns. I have faith in Lateranos. Yeah, I've heard it too many times. If you have no objection, I would like to ask you to sign these papers. Effective immediately, this workshop will cease operation, with the Notorial Hall handling follow-up matters. Pleasant day to you, senor. See yourself out.
You just asked a man to give up his passion and livelihood, his life's work. For what? To industrialize the creation of firearms? Of patron firearms? Also, Exia looking good. Holy, why is this not a skin? Maybe next year, during the rerun, we'll get this as a skin. Exia in a nun attire? That's activating some neurons in places I didn't know existed. Haggis Faber, via Burgos. How familiar. This is the place. Not suspicious whatsoever. Don't mind us. We're just looking for ingredients to make a bomb. A bomb strong enough to bring down the biggest building in Laterano. Has the connection been established?
I think so. We've been waiting for 2 days on the outskirts. I want to go out and get some fresh air.
These Laterans invited us onto this mobile abbey while we were wandering in the wilderness, then made us wait like this once we got to Laterano. I apologize for keeping you waiting. 12 other nomadic abbeys have reached Laterano. In addition to the busy schedule of the Summit of Nations, we beg your understanding. The Notorial Hall has prepared temporary accommodations in Pagus Ambrosius. Once you've settled down, the 6th Tribunal will help you with your registration and social welfare.
Sister, do you mean that outsiders like us will get to stay in Laterano?
From the 2nd Summit of Nations, Laterano's doors will be open to all races. Huh. That's what they meant when they said the blessings of Laterano will be open to all. Huh. But why though? Why would they want this? You shall find the home in the city. Hey, extra, you alright? Find a doctor. No! You can't let the Sancto find out. Not yet. Please let me through.
Don't worry about it, sister.
We can take care of this. You're busy, aren't you? It's a pregnant Teekaz woman. Are you pregnant, Teekaz? You people didn't stop the Teekaz from entering the Abbey. You're gonna make it a problem now? You want me to go? I'll go. I don't need help from the Sancta. You won't lay a hand on me or my baby. You misunderstand. It's just we have no directive for accommodating pregnant mothers in the Abbey's standard operating procedures, and thus Sister Angie is not sure what to do. Allow me to bring her to the Shrine of Nurtury, Sister Angie. Why? Why are we collecting pregnant women from outside the Sancton race? Why are we bringing them to the mysterious Shrine of Nurtury? The Shrine of Nurtury is not yet open to the public. This is against regulations. Besides, what are you doing here? Mother. What is this? That's the woman that was on the stained glass in the CG trailer. Dark Souls ass looking Elden Ring wife. Oh, she clearly has Teekaz horns, along with the Sancton wings and halo. Our Lord has guided me to where I should be. Are you the matriarch? Can you be my mommy? Having a bit of an Oedipus complex here. We must have some flexibility. The Shrine of Nurtury cannot ignore an ailing mother. Yes, matriarch. I am Kef, matriarch of the Shrine of Nurtury. Simply put, I am its caretaker. Right. They allow Fallen into high positions of power like that. The woman with golden hair turns slowly towards the Teekaz. Her voice is soft, yet crystal clear, seemingly carefully probing. The Teekaz sees the two black horns on the woman's head, then turns her gaze to the woman's eyes. She sees an empty void underneath the intricate patterns of the eye patch. What are you? Teekaz? Sancta? Blind too? Teekaz, Sancta? We have no need for these words of distinction. You and I, we are alike. Like you, I am nurturing lives that I treasure. My lack of sight does not prevent me from perceiving you, and the new life you carry, the anxiety and joy that it brings you. We, Teekaz, don't talk this way. You're Sancta, a strange Sancta with children. Do you raise your children in that shrine or something? What kind of place is it? The Shrine of Nurtury, where new life is born and nurtured. You and I stand in its shadow. I'm kinda scared about what kind of nurturing you do in that shrine, and what kind of life you nurture, because we've seen the boss of this event. What kind of eldritch horrors are you nurturing in there? Shrine for giving birth? Birth is sacred. Each new birth is a continuation of the Lateran faith. Only in this we may shape the future. I don't understand. Long have you wandered the wilderness. You have not enjoyed the care that a mother should.
You are weak, and so is your child. Are you sure you want to leave the holy city that is so near and return to the wilderness at a time like this?
That sounds like... It sounds like an invitation, but also it's a thinly veiled threat. We're your only choice. You're about to give birth. Why not hang out with us? Ellipses.
Your name is Extra, madame. You don't like it? We understand the difficulties facing the Sarkas. Many Sarkas mothers name their children Extra, seeing them as nothing more than a little extra in their lives. This name's got nothing to do with my mom. I took it myself after I got pregnant. Who's to say who's extra? Ah, you've got a problem. You treasure your bonds with your child. You are proud of having this little extra in your life, and you want everyone to know. This is a wonderful, noble sentiment, madame. It should not be tainted by racism or hatred. I know what you fear. All people here in this abbey, Sancta, Feline, Curanta, Lupo, Vulpo alike bear witness. The Summit of Nations is underway. Countless outlanders from all nations have flocked to Laterano. Laterano would not be foolish enough to harm a pregnant mother with all this attention.
Nods. Cast a glance.
You have my word. All right. Thank you for your understanding. Let us welcome the birth of a new life together in Laterano. It will bridge a gulf and bring new meaning. This birth will be a great achievement. This is why I have come. Our Lord has guided me to where I should be. Welcome to Laterano. You are needed here. All of you.
Right. Needed for what? Meanwhile, back at the workshop. Is this where we're gonna get Exia's new guns? Her rail gun? We're back with Paganini.
Whatever it is you're after, I can't help you.
I haven't even said a thing yet.
Alright, Senora Sancta. What do you want? Do you need your guardian gun fixed? Or do you want some custom ammo? Go out the door and turn left. You might just find one of the last firearms workshops in Bagus Mikelion that hasn't shut down yet. If you can get there before the functionaries. I signed the handover documents from the 7th Tribunal 10 minutes ago. I'd be violating the law if I did anything with this stuff now.
What if I said I wanted to make an explosion that would shake the city?
Not interested.
Oh, come on! You're Master Pag, the king of gunsmiths. If anyone would want to see an explosion, it's you.
Don't butter me up, you with a title you just made up on the spot.
I know what you're afraid of, Master Pag. All I need is a little help. Lend me some equipment, some of your expert knowledge to help me figure out what's going on in Laterano. I'm really anxious about all this. My boss always says nothing gets in the way of Penguin Logistics completing our mission or the after party. I just realized you have a small labubu of Emperor. You gotta keep him close to the waist. Oh. You don't need to do anything. That way you won't be violating the law, right?
Get your guardian gun away from my collection, Sancta. Besides, I know this gun. I made the damn thing.
Recognize it, don't you? Then you also know how powerful it is. I got Dr. Paola to make a new pair of glasses for you, Magister. She admonished me to no end. She says it's your punishment to keep wearing those antiques of yours. Here, try them on. New Sancton character! We got a new Sancton with a fur-lined jacket. Sick. She kind of also reminds me of Cecilia. The fuck is going on with your wings, though? Why are your wings like that? Is that an appropriate question to ask in in Laterano? Am I being racist? Why are your wings like that? You can't just ask a question like that.
Who is this? What's going on, Magister Paganini?
Hey, if it isn't the quiet little girl. Look how fluently you could gab now. What was your name again? Vanheim? Vanessa? Oh, I know.
Vanini.
See, we still got our teamwork.
I remember now. You're L. You came to pick your first patron firearm. Magister Paganini never lets me bother the customers when they come to the shop. But there was such a ruckus outside that day I couldn't help but peek.
You love Vanini so much. Make her a playable character. Give her the old classic plot armor so she can stay a bit longer in the story. Also, she got a tattoo on her arm. What is that? Is that a sniper sight? Also, she has sunglasses.
Magister Paganini found me out though. I don't remember much else because I was so scared he was going to yell at me. Sorry.
Oh, so that's why you were afraid. Nods. Weird. I thought you looked happy.
What brings you here today, El?
Winks.
Funny. The 7th Tribunal came today. My workshop is...
I'm not officially a gunsmith yet. I don't actually work for this shop. It's not against the law, strictly speaking.
Vanini as Laterano healer when... We need a Lateran operator who uses guns to heal people. We need some of that Destiny 2 healing.
Can I help this customer, Magister?
Well, since she's not technically part of the shop, she could help us with our terrorism! Meanwhile, in the Shrine of Nurturing.
Gotcha, Senor Nurturer. Where did you go? Ramya said you were hiding from us. Is that true? Is that true?
Where's our heart?
Of course not.
Then let's play Halo. Father Anduin is very busy. How about you guys play with me? Who is this? Fiametta? No! New... So many new Sanctons in this event!
Your Eminence. I have some private matters to attend to. I'll be back soon.
Oh wait, no, it's Velin. Wait, did she change her outfit? She changed her outfit. I didn't recognize her at first. Also, finger guns. Ka-chow!
No need to be nervous. I have your leave request on file. What I really should ask is, what are you doing here with the children when you're supposed to be on leave?
I thought I had enough time for one round of Halo.
And then, did you think the children would let you go so easily?
I'll think of something.
I've heard you're completely incapable of saying no to the children. Who could ever imagine that the first nurturer the matriarch nurtured, one whose diligence and piety are beyond question, was once a criminal who violated the law?
Right, you did violate the law. Although, you clearly don't show any sarcasm features.
I'm only attending the family gathering of a friend I've not seen in a long time, Your Eminence.
Oh yeah, right. Fiametta is gonna arrive for the family reunion.
I told you, no need to be nervous. I'm not worried about burning Laterano while blowing a balloon or baking a cake. I'm just curious. Why is such a stark difference between how the matriarch sees you and your profile in the curious records?
I don't know. He's been rehabilitated. He's no longer a convicted lawbreaker. He's now a kindergarten teacher. It's like that one meme of the kindergarten teacher playing with the kids while you see an old photo of her doing war crimes.
The matriarch has never overlooked or denied my sins, Your Eminence. She simply places more importance on my understanding with her. It was before she became matriarch. Our paths crossed by sheer chance when I was taking refuge from a catastrophe in an abandoned nomadic abbey. The matriarch may be blind, but her sense of hearing is impeccable. She caught a faint cry coming from the basement, in the midst of the deafening roar of Originium dashing against the distant mountains.
Right.
A mother lying in a pool of blood, the shadows of death's door. She attempted to intimidate the matriarch and protected her own child. All she managed was an expression of great pain.
The mother you and the matriarch first brought to the holy city, her injuries were such that even the most determined physician would given up hope. What made you think she would live?
I didn't even think she would last the night. But the matriarch had faith in a miracle, as though it was an inevitability. The matriarch wanted me to believe too. Believe that the poor mother would find salvation, thanks to us. And she did. At first without medical training. All I could do was empathize and be by her side, caring for her in what ways I could.
You lingered in a stranded abbey for 3 months, for the sake of a miracle?
Laterano needs a miracle.
Then you're much more rational than I thought, both of you. Perhaps I should see you in a different light.
Certainly, if it convinces the Curia to offer greater support to the Shrine of Nurturing.
So rational is almost boring. Hurry along now, Nurturer Anduin. At the very least, I hope to see the Nativity through without a hitch. Right.
MT-2 after. Meanwhile, these strange-looking nuns, nurturers.
Madame Extra, you must take your nutrition. I said I don't want it. If you have specific dietary requirements, we can make efforts to accommodate them. You think I'm a picky eater? But yes, you have beds and food, and your leader, that matriarch, said you wouldn't do anything to me. But I just don't feel comfortable. In the wilderness, I know what can kill me, and I know what I need to do to give birth to this baby. Where to hunt, how to keep warm, how to block off the entrance to my cave, and with that I don't have to worry about myself or the baby. But here... Get out! Take the food with you. I didn't touch it. I'm sure there are people who need it more in this place.
Look, man, I don't blame her for being distrusting. Just a couple years ago, Sanctans wouldn't even give a thought about helping a Sarkaz.
Reverend Gun Knight Patrician?
Yes, the matriarch was looking for me.
She's inside. Wait a moment, please. The matriarch has been tending to the pregnant Sarkaz woman who arrived in poor shape. It's been an hour and she hasn't come out yet. I'm not one to speculate, but the prejudices of the past have made it difficult for many Sarkaz to accept our kindness.
Is it because of the nuclear deterrence? Treat the Sarkaz with at minimum basic respect, or else we got this catastrophe device that we could casually turn on top of your capital. Also, the Aegarian reveal, throwing a wrench into the geopolitics on Terra. Maybe that also has something to do with it. Also, a lot of thoughts going on in my mind. I'll keep those thoughts to myself until they're relevant.
The matriarch has no weapons on her. I worry that...
I'll check on her.
The gun knight Patrician has served Laterano for many decades. He has forgiven many Sarkaz and slaughtered many more. He has heard the Sarkaz curse in fury, cry out in pain, roar in hatred, even plead in despair. But he has never heard them pray. And yet, the pregnant Sarkaz now kneels before a holy statue, her hands clasped together, stumbling over the unfamiliar words of liturgy. The matriarch stands behind her, her head bowed in prayer as well, the pair bathing in the warm glow. When the Sarkaz trips over a sentence, the matriarch waits for her.
All mortals desire peace and happiness, and fear hardship and sorrow. Therefore, we stand together in prayer, regardless of race.
Matriarch, the Sarkaz.
She has only just left behind the restless life of a wanderer. Now that she is experiencing idleness for the first time in her life, all the worries she has never had time to ponder have rushed to the surface. She simply needs to learn to comfort herself.
You taught her how to pray.
We've only recited a few verses together. Let's go somewhere where we won't disturb her.
Why have you called me here today, Matriarch?
I wanted to talk with you, to ease your burden, troubles. But it seems like words may not be necessary now.
Troubles? I'm not troubled.
Are you not troubled, or do you dare not be troubled? Everyone in Laterano knows that our ancient order was established in response to the prophesied calamity.
The calamity. That's a different wording to a catastrophe.
As calamity descends, our order is stretched to its limits, yet no one can predict what will happen of Laterano one day.
I cannot imagine it, but I have faith it will be beautiful.
You have given too much of it. The granddaughter you never have time with, the old friend whose name you've forgotten, and the other old friends you've exiled as guardian of order. To deny Laterano's future is to deny everything you have given and sacrificed for it. It is to deny yourself. Have no fear. A sliver of that future has already revealed itself to you. If the faith of Laterano can bring comfort even to the faithless, if Sarkaz can pray side by side with Santa, then our order shall open its arms to all. There will be no more barriers, no one left behind, no unwilling partings.
Sounds like you're describing a dream.
Are we not about to lift the veil that separates dream from reality before the eyes of all?
What did you mean by that?
A miracle will befall this land when everyone believes that even the most fantastical dream can become reality. The nativity must go off without a hitch, Patrician.
I'll do my best, Matriarch.
What? Lift the veil that separates dream from reality. What did you mean by that, and why is Mustima on my screen? Everyone is here, baby! Okay, let's go.
You're blocking the screen, holy debt collector. You're the one who decided to sit that far back, not that you're missing anything if I block a few scenes. It's just 8-armed chainsaw guy after all.
8-armed chainsaw guy? That is the most legally distinct Chainsaw Man reference I've ever seen.
Stop quoting random lines from the movie. You're not on a mission or in briefing, you're in my house!
They're in Fiameta's house. Everyone's here. It's a sleepover. It's a girly pop sleepover.
I kind of like that name. Maybe you could use it as your code name for the next mission. about you, Lemwen. You two sure can work together when it comes to making up bad code names. How's life as a cardinal, Lemwen? Keeping busy?
I'm willingly giving Mustima and Exia a normal accent because they live outside of Laterano. They're worldly traveled, so they have a more solid English accent.
Busier than when I was in a wheelchair. When was it that you got out of it for good anyway? I don't remember. You don't really care that much about me, do you? I'm so sad, and the only thing that can comfort me is that you let me feel your horns. Oh, why don't you ask the Holy Debt Collector if the Holy Debt Collector might let you touch her ear plumage? Go ahead. I don't mind.
What, we're just touching each other's horns and ears now? Huh? This is a slumber party.
I never thought it would be the Summit of Nations that brought us together after all this time. It's like every Lateran out there got called back to the city. I can understand legati like Mustima getting recalled. The old man brought me back when I was in the middle of a high-priority mission in Sargon. Sargon? What? Something's going on in Sargon. Say, where is your grandpa anyway? He's the one throwing the party, right? Should be back anytime soon. Who knows what he's up to? All he said was that since he was retiring, he wanted to make an important announcement while everyone's still here.
Grandpappy's retiring as a gun knight and eventually arriving on Rhodes Island. It's nice to see the kids having fun when I get home from work.
Makes me feel 10 years younger.
That still makes you really old, Patrician. Reverend Gun Knight.
Now. Are you angry at me for being late, Fia? I had to turn the office upside down trying to find this thing.
What's in the package, Reverend?
Open it. Find out yourself.
Snackies?
Wow. A Guardian gun?
Wait.
Looks like it's been around for a while.
Whose Guardian gun?
Patrician, unless my eyes deceive me.
The first patron firearm I ever had. I picked it when I was 12. It stayed with me for over a decade until I became a gun knight, and traded it in for this big-ass pile bunker. Soon, it'll become a true relic when firearms workshops fade into the history of Lateran. Take it, Fia.
Wait a minute. Is this? This can't be. Is this the gun we see Fiametta holding in her Bloodline of Combat skin? The one that shoots black holes? I'd like to believe that it is.
What? A little token. Think of it as fulfilling an old man's wish. As your mentor to your guardian, some of what I did was, how should I put it, regrettable. You know, you weren't the only student I cared for. I was never a licensed teacher. The other one should have walked a better path.
Or is that what Fiametta's currently holding right now? What she uses in her skill 3? I think that might be what she uses for her skill 3. Because it's technically different from her grenade launcher in her left hand.
Aurelia the Gun Knight, who killed her cohort. That's a whole different thing.
We're talking about Aurelia again? When am I gonna see my Dommy Mommy Gun Knight waifu again?
If I never walk that better path, it's not because of anything so drastic.
It's because you don't have the little whatsits I have over my head, you know. But I took you in precisely because you were Liberi.
You never told me that. What regret are you trying to make up for this time?
I didn't want to tell you. The loss of a friendship made me realize that I never truly knew a Liberi. I thought I was too clumsy. I thought I could learn to get along with the Liberi. But I was never any good at it. I was worried about your nerves that were constantly on edge, about your obsession over the accident, the anger that boiled within you, and how you struggled to fit in. But I never knew how to guide you. For the Sancta, empathy is a window that helps us understand each other. For you, it became a wall that kept you out.
Hold it. Hold it right there. Do old people always get so sentimental?
You don't get it. What I'm trying to tell you is that everything is going to change after the Summit of Nations.
Right. Because other races, aside from Sancta and Liberi, are now welcome in Laterano. But whose directive was that in the first place? Why now, during the second Summit of Nations, is Laterano opening up its borders to everyone else? Exia's right. A conspiracy is going on in Laterano. I don't know if it needs a bombing or not, but she is right though. Something's going on behind the scenes.
The prohibition on patron firearms for non-Sancta will be lifted, along with other rules like that. Law's acceptance of the liberty will extend far beyond just allowing you to live in the holy city.
They can carry patron firearms.
We will truly become one people, Fia.
Do you think it's enough just to issue a few edicts, close a few workshops, build a shrine, and take in some wanderers?
See, that's your first reaction. It means that deep down, you want to share true understanding with Lemwen, with Mostima, with us.
Finally, Laterano can have equal rights. Yeah. Under equal rights under what rights though? I don't know. Also, Mostima technically no longer has empathy, so I don't know what Grandpa is on about.
You will understand, Fia.
Equal under brainwashing? What's the law up to?
Then if you're willing, you could take my place and become a true gun knight. Or go and do whatever else you want to do. Things that were once only open to the Sancta. When that day comes, your friends will be there to bear witness, as they do now. Now, take your guardian gun for a spin.
Fiametta does not fully understand what the old man said, and her two friends say nothing, but everyone present smiles at her. She got a new gun. I say that's a cause for celebration. She inherited Grandpa's old gun. Oh, it's tiny. Why is it so small? What? It's a tiny-ass gun. I thought it would be like a big grenade launcher or something. Okay, fine. He upgraded, sure. Oh, hold up. I missed that. Fiametta raises the old patron firearm. She has held many grenade launchers in her time, but she feels a strange sensation come over her as she touches the gun's barrel. The gun's barrel, like a terrestrial creature touching the sea for the first time. She cannot tell if the indescribable connection among Sancta has opened itself up to her, or if it's simply a connection, a reaction to Patrician's words.
We weren't born different, Fia, but our paths must eventually converge. Nothing makes an old man happier than recognition from his child.
Grandpappy is so cute. I love him. Fiametta holds the gun tightly and lines up the sights at the door. Ah. Surprise! It's Anduin. Oh. Was he invited to this reunion? Well, this is awkward. Everyone from the incident is here. Except for Exia.
Fiametta, it's been a while.
Goofy ass sitcom setup. Did you invite him, Lemwen? I knew he was coming, that's all.
It was I who invited him. Letting go of hatred is a part of achieving true understanding.
Oh, this was a setup. Awkward. Meanwhile, back with Exia and Vanini.
Is there anything I could help with, El? To make up for not recognizing you?
Not so fast. There's a few things about Laterano I'm really interested in. It's been a long time since I've been here. What?
Oh?
When did the Curia decide to shut down every firearms workshop in the city?
It was recent. The edict was sent to the workshops in the city on the same day. It wasn't that much of a surprise. Arms control had been around for as long as I could remember, and it was about the time they turned their attention to reforming gun control after all these years. Don't you find it strange? Should I? Magister Paganini said there was nothing unusual about the shops shutting down and opening up. He'd been talking about closing up for years.
I don't know. Consolidating the production of firearms, which is integral to Sanctan lifestyle, to the state seems off. Something separation of church and firearm productions.
Master Paganini said there was nothing unusual. He'd been talking about closing shop for years. But this is a firearms workshop. Does that make a difference? This is where all Sanctas meet their guardian guns.
And now they're gonna be produced in a factory somewhere. They're gonna be commercialized. The production line will be industrialized. I say the firearms workshops should unionize and be like, our talent is what makes these firearms so good. You can't just take the heart and soul out of the production of these firearms.
Have all of you forgotten the meaning of a Sancta's patron firearm? Have all of you forgotten the meaning a Sancta's patron firearm carries?
Yeah, it's their... Remind us again? I was about to explain it, I'm like, brain fart, I forgot.
Well...
Oh, that's a railgun.
El, what are you doing?
Did she upgrade from her Uzi? Oh, that's her railgun. Exia takes out a patron firearm and puts it on a workbench. She smoothly disassembles it from the magazine to the barrel, to the action, to the case ejector. I'm not a terrorist or some kind of super mercenary. I just know my guns like I know my joints. I remember how I came into possession of each and every gun. Yes, all of them. But the one that left the deepest impression on me was the first one, when I stepped into this little shop, along with my parents and my sister. Imagine baby Exia with that gun. I guess Sancta's upgrade from patron firearm to patron firearm. It explains why the first firearms children get are small, because their hands are small. Exia's hands do not slow down even as she continues talking. My sister told me that every Sancta has their own patron firearm, or guardian gun, the same as we were born with our unique halos. So picking a guardian gun is like making a friend.
We place our trust in empathy, open our hearts to one another, and learn to get along. You were what, 4 or 5 years old at that time? You were tiny, didn't have a halo, and you couldn't even walk. We didn't even notice you.
Wait,
What did you just say?
Young Sanctas don't have a halo when they're born? That's news to me.
By the time we knew you were there, you had your hands on the scope I had picked, feeling it with a full face of curiosity. Well, Magister Paganini said he found me in the gardens in Ecclesia Requietum and brought me back to this workshop. I seemed to have problems with speech and he thought I was mute first. It took me a few years to be able to put a few syllables together.
Vanini's a special case? She didn't have a halo? Oh, okay, I see.
I caused him so many headaches. I was never the kind of kid he could be proud of. I sneaked out that day even without knowing why, and I was so anxious I almost cried. Put your hand on it, Vanny. Just like old times. Huh?
Hesitantly, tentatively, Vanini put her hand on it.
Master Pag put my hand, picked parts together. My mind filled together with thoughts when I held it in my hand. Protect my parents and my sister. Make new friends. Have the coolest graduation ceremony in Laterano. It told me I could do all that. You felt it, didn't you? The stuff you just said wasn't what I remembered at all, Vanny. I remember that I picked my guardian gun with a little girl I didn't know. We watched the foul beast across the street. Used the barrel as a talk tube. She didn't talk, but I could feel what was in her heart when we played together with the parts. That's why I knew she was happy when I saw her reddened eyes at the end. This is our secret. That's why I didn't say anything to my sis when she asked if I was bullying you. For me, that wasn't the day I made one friend. It was the day I made two.
Exia brandishes her gun, which she has already reassembled, and smiles at the young apprentice gunsmith. Vanini has her eyes fixed on Exia, the sense of confidence and pride that was on her face throughout the process. Vanini cannot tell where the confidence and pride came from. It's almost like Exia is saying, I'm a Sancta and this is a Sancta thing. All Sancta choose their patron firearms. They don't just buy it from... They don't just order it by mail from their government-sanctioned firearms purveyor.
What is it, Vanny? Well, I basically recreated what happened. You still don't remember anything?
Chick said.
But I want to believe you, El. Uh-huh. I was really sad when Magister Paganini told me the workshop would have to close. I thought it was because I've lived here for so long with him that I didn't want to leave. I believe you about this link that you say patron firearms brings us, El, even though it means that something has happened to the holy city that I can't comprehend. Yeah. How can I help?
Okay, so first of all, we're gonna need some high explosive material.
You've been here in this firearms workshop for so long, surely you've got a way to help me make an explosion that will shake the city.
Accessory to terrorism!
Is Fia alright?
Ostima is with her. You know what she's like. It's not so easy for her to forgive.
What about Anduin?
He left.
If there's anyone who has the right to be angry, it would be you, Lemwin. You were the one who suffered the most.
I can't argue with that, Reverend. But all emotions change with time. In the 5 years that I spent in that coma, Anduin served his sentence in a nomadic abbey, traveling across Terra, offering assistance to our scattered kin as a way of his atoning. Finally, he decided to come back to Laterano and reintegrating as an ordinary nurturer. Laterano needs him, and he deserves a second chance.
I'm glad you think that way. What was it you wanted to talk to me about?
Still, Fiammetta. You know she insisted on taking firearms courses when she was still in school? She was always the first to show up to class, and the last to leave the firing range. She loved guns in a way nobody could ever could doubt, even though she never learned to use one. But when you gave her your gun and that speech, that look in her eyes, I couldn't tell if it was doubt or disappointment, but one thing I know is that it wasn't pure joy.
Is that right? I thought she would be happy, at least before Anduin showed up. I still don't understand how she feels after all these years.
It's kinda hard as a Sancton who's so used to just clinking halos to know what other people are feeling.
Your announcement took me by surprise, let alone Fiammetta. The prohibition on patron firearms on non-Sancta will be lifted, along with other rules like that. That part. Yet the arms control that we've been pushing for so long has only now come to its most important stage.
You mean the two policies conflict?
What I want to ask is, have you received any further revelations? Have greater goals been bestowed upon our arms control work?
The goal has never changed. All forms of control exist so that everyone will be able to use guns more efficiently, more widely. The firearms workshop have a long history, but also plenty of flaws. Gunsmiths and customers both put way too much more energy into them, trying to make each and every gun unique.
But that's important, right? It's part of the culture.
Once the Shrine of Gunsmithing in Pagus Michaelion starts operating for real, Laterano will be able to provide the armed support to all nations and all races when we have to.
Huh. Right. I feel like this is a contingency for whatever calamity that has been prophesied. That Laterano is preparing all the nations of Terra for. They're like, to prepare for the prophesied calamity, we gotta make sure that all of Terra is adequately armed for something coming. Huh.
If the goal has never changed, why do the changes of the present seem so sudden, so out of place?
Maybe because we're not so great at imagining the future. You're right that the matriarch has bestowed a greater revelation upon me. All will partake of the same revelation at the Nativity. When the time comes, it won't be just you and Fia. Millions of people will gain insight into the future, both inside and outside Laterano. You're sharp, Lemwen, and I'm sure you understand that our first priority is to make sure that the Nativity goes off without a hitch.
I will continue to hunt the criminal trying to blow up things at this important time.
Oh, is that why Execute and Arturia were hunting down Exia during the CG trailer? And Lemwin's gonna discover her first, and that's why she's gonna be protecting her. And Exia's gonna convince her there's a conspiracy afoot. I see where we're going. Meanwhile, back with Executor and Manhwa guy. No, Anduin.
Leave. Now. I don't want to see your face.
In the end, the gathering parted on less than pleasant terms.
He had spent much time mulling over Patrician's invitation before accepting it. He was not unprepared for what might happen, but with a new dawn about the break in Laterano, he had decided to come and visit old friends, for reasons that he could not or would not put into clear words. What will become of the past? What will become of the past once the new Laterano comes? He wanted a confirmation, nothing more. The wind brings a cloud that casts a tiny shadow in the corner of the street, and Dwayne frowns. He takes a few steps, then stops and waves over a confessional. LC-047. Automated confessional. Confess 47. At your service. Please insert your Signa Creditorum or Citizen Credit Card before beginning your confession. You have to pay for these confessions?
Sorry, I just remembered I have something else I need to do.
It's the thing. The Vatican has to make taxes somehow.
It's you.
These nuns are weird shaped. They're all very weird shaped. It's not like that. It's not like the Fallen, which have Sancta and Sarkaz features. These have Sancta and animal features, like animal ears. And their skin looks really weird. I feel like they might be children of the matriarch.
Is something the matter? Were you being followed? Was that why you waved over a confessional? To check your surroundings? Do we need to call the guards?
No, I guess I was just imagining things. Were you looking for me?
The matriarch has returned to the Shrine of Nurturity. We came to take you back.
Oh? Hello! That's a library. But the silhouette the silhouette activated a sleeper substance in my brain, and I cannot help but see Meteon from F14. What is this head shape and silhouette, dog? John Hypergriff Lowlight. That's a Meteon shaped library if I've ever seen one. Who is this mysterious bird girl? Wait, are we in Colombia? Why does this office look very Colombia chic?
Welcome back, Cardinal Lemwin. Here are the handover documents for the 5 firearms workshops in Pagus Faber. This one's owner, Paganini, has signed the papers.
Good work. The Notarial Hall can take on the rest.
Speaking of which, there are some exceptional circumstances with the workshop on Via Burgos. The owner, Paganini, has an apprentice who is going to take her qualification exam. The Curia will have to provide some form of compensation now that the shop has been shut down. Her name is Vanini, I think. I happened to pass by her when I left. She had fiery red hair and a bright smile on her face. A real sunny disposition.
Oh boy, Amos. That wasn't Vanini. Lemwin is putting 2 and 2 together.
Via Burgos sounds familiar.
He's putting 2 and 2 together. The suspicious person with the red hair stopping by an arms workshop.
Look at the files in your terminal, Amos. The description does not fit Vanini.
Oh,
It's alright. Maybe just a passerby. You said she was a Sancta with fiery red hair.
She had a hood up, but we were walking towards each other. I got a good look.
Just apple pie faded into the scene.
Elle? Why?
She just now realized it. Exia has arrived in Laterano.
Our shadows fall.
Well. I think that's where we're gonna end the story reading for today. It's a good setup for everyone. And apparently, the conspiracy going on in Laterano right now. The usual people are in the capital. Arturia, still apparently at the monastery prison with Archetto. We apparently got the Shrine of Nurtury all set up for the Nativity. Major delegations from all the major nations of Terra are here for the second Summit of Nations. And we got Exi apparently wanting to bomb the whole event and bring the big building down. For what reason? Still have no clue. Most important part is that she was being directed by this through the confessional. Who was talking to her, and was it the law? Why is the law trying to bring down the Nativity? Anyway, that's gonna be that for this story reading of The Masses Travels. We will once again be back at it yet again next weekend on Saturday for our continuation. Tomorrow we will have some more Monster Prom Sundays. During the weekdays, we will be back with the EX stages when that goes live. But until our next stream, thanking everyone to stop by, chilled out, and chat, use us as second monitor content, and watch us read and react through the first few chapters of The Masses Travels. Once again, my name is Nez, and thanks for watching. I'm gonna see you friendos next time. Bye-bye.